everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mr&MrsCricket. Firstly, thank you so much for so far liking our these little segments that we're doing. And we want to especially thank to one of the viewers who gave us a suggestion, a positive feedback, and we're going to try and do our best to implement that because that's actually very, how would you put it? Constructive. That's
Yeah, it was very constructive.
Very
Yes.
constructive feedback, and hopefully we are able to do that as we move forward. So thank you so much. And we're being trolls at the same time.
Yeah,
That
but
just tells us
doesn't
that we're
matter.
doing something
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing something right. So let's get right into it. We're making this video 2 days after the final of WCL. And if you don't know what WCL stands for, that was the first time World Champions Legends final,
Which India won already.
obviously, which I kind of knew from our last video.
Yeah.
It's all about the mind game because I can't stress this enough. Pakistani are great in their form, like when they're doing very well, but somehow, somewhere,
Whenever they play with India, they just
yeah, it's mind blowing, and I've actually covered this in the past before that it's all about our mind. Like we have to be
Sound-minded.
sound minded.
Yeah, open-minded. We don't have to be afraid that if we will lose, so what happened. Same like India, how they play. Pakistan should also play like that. Like do your best, give your best, and खुशी से खेलो यार. और क्या चाहिए. और खुशी से खेलोगे और खुले माइंड से खेलोगे तो आगे बढ़ोगे.
बेसिकली हम लोगों का प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि हम जो नहीं है एज ए नेशन, मतलब हम सारी जो पाकिस्तानी लोग हैं, एक ये हमारा रूट कॉज है जो इट गोज़ ऑल द वे बैक. इट हैज़ अ लॉट टू डू विद द वे दैट आवर कल्चर इज, विद द वे वी बीन ब्रॉट अप. कि थोड़ा सा भी कुछ हो जाए तो हम लोगों को ये होता है कि भाई क्या हो जाएगा. Like we get reprimanded for all of our actions, so it kind of goes way back to our culture, and I feel like that's where we need to overcome, because all the other teams, they overcome this, but we are unable to do that. And there's a huge part related to how we are raised as Pakistani, and I feel like that this is something that needs to be covered.
It's just a part of a groom your mind, groom yourself.
Yeah, we
Mindset.
self-doubt.
Yeah.
We self-doubt all
Yeah,
the time.
don't be
We
like,
feel guilty.
बड़ा मैच होगा इंडिया के साथ के क्या होगा. Just play your game, give your best, enjoy your game. You don't need to do a full day practice before the game. Just relax yourself, relax your mind, relax your body. Whatever you did before that is good. Just go and implement everything in the match, and don't just go and do practice before the match like 30 minutes before the match. Just go warm up your body and start playing, and just play like you're playing it for yourself, for your country, not like if you lose from India, what happened. So win or lose is good, but just play with a open-minded, play an open-minded game. So
Yeah.
that's what I would suggest. So yeah,
we already know what happened. Two main catches were dropped, and they were playing so well throughout the
and the
tournament,
catch
and all
was
of a
dropped by
sudden-
the person who was already sitting on the TV and talking about the young team.
I don't think we should talk about that, but yeah, it's
The one and only.
one of the catches. One of the catches.
Yeah, he
one was
played well.
dropped.
He did in 3 matches. He did 50. He played well, but in the last match, it was like 40 some in 30 some balls. It was a slow.
But yeah, he used to talk about his strike rate all the time. He
But
used to
his
talk
strike
about
rate was lower as compared to.
Bob
Well,
Adam.
Khair, don't compare yourself. Play your game.
Yeah. Please
Yeah.
don't compare. We're only making this as a lighthearted thing, but please don't compare, because everybody have their game. They're in their own leagues. Every player have their own leagues. They just need to up their game, and that brings me to the next point. I feel like that we should talk about what's the new development that's taking place in Pakistan cricket. New statement have come out from PCB as a formal statement. What's gonna happen? Do you know?
You can just state the statement. Say it.
That means you didn't read it.
Just read it.
No, you didn't read. Okay, so the new statement that has that's going to publish out. It hasn't been published, but it's been given out to all the news channels officially that anyone doing grouping within the team, the coaches, the management team have every right to send that player back. So.
But what about the replacement? If they send the player back home,
That's where
it's like ICC. I mean, you have to give the names of the player.
doesn't matter where you are.
If you send the player back to home, what will be the replacement?
That's why you have
Reserve?
reserves.
But some of the
I
time,
know, there's-
no team send their reserves in the big tournament. You saw
No,
in
they
T20
do.
World Cup.
No, they do. You have to be prepared. What he meant to say was that if you find anyone trying to be, if they're not listening to the coaches, if the basically PCB chairman Mohsin Naqvi has completely given all out power to the coaches, to the management team, that anyone who does not listen to them, anyone who's not even giving any ounce of like listening to what they have to say, they have every authority to send those players back, and they have every authority to just tell them that you're no longer part of the team for the time being, rather be it for forever, whatever. That's, I guess we'll find out as these new changes implement. So that's one of the new
And I also
changes.
saw that news like Shaheen Afridi is ready to play the test matches against Bangladesh. He said,
When
I
did he
mean,
say that?
I saw that on Instagram.
But do you trust Instagram feed?
I don't know. Just saw it.
I mean, I didn't see that feed. All I saw is that he's taking a break because of his
Yeah.
personal situation. So,
Okay.
but they still have not talked about any of the players or anybody who did who did grouping in the team. And everything else is like all rumors. मतलब सारी अफवाहें हैं at this point कि भाई रिजवान भी शामिल था, इफ्तिखार भी शामिल था, इमाद वसीम भी शामिल था. I can see Imad Wasim and Iftikhar because I will go back to the India versus Pakistan match. We saw that. That was terrible. Like whatever was going on, you can see it on the field.
On the field, on the pitch,
Yeah.
while batting.
So it was really bad because you can see that they were not even putting any effort and they were playing dot balls. It was just so bad that they were not even doing, especially Imad Wasim. It's like it was purposely he was doing that against India. So beside that, they just created Muhammad Haris as the captain for Pakistan A team. So he'll be leading. A lot of the players are new players in there. Some of them are well-known name that you've already heard before, but most of them are young talent, and that's how we should be. And I think that's a great ways to start for the white ball captaincy to
Just
build
to
a team.
groom a new captain.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So we'll see how that progresses as they go along. Now, as far as India coming to the ICC Champions Trophy, so Pakistan is gonna be admin, and I stand with that. Okay, if we're gonna be neutral, I feel like that it's unfair to all the Pakistani fans who are living in Pakistan that they have this one ICC tournament coming up and India is not willing to come.
But I mean, we didn't hear any kind of official statement from them. It's all their news channels. They're just
Yeah, I mean
coming
it is an agenda by the news channel
yeah,
and
but
YouTubers.
we didn't hear anything from the government and from BCCI. Let's see what happens.
Apparently, even now, all the channels are saying that
I would suggest don't go for hybrid model.
it's not worth
I mean,
it.
just for India, because I mean, all the teams from the like cricket teams, they are willing to come to Pakistan and play, and Indian media are also saying that Afghanistan is not willing to come to Pakistan to play.
But
That's a wrong thing.
officially,
They are coming.
no
They will come
news.
if they don't. There is no officially news. If let's suppose Afghanistan will not come, then Sri Lanka will come and play.
and or
Or
Netherlands.
Netherlands will come and play. What will they do then? They will sit back their home.
इंडिया के पास पैसा है वो तो चलो फिर भी उनको कोई इतना लॉस नहीं होगा बट अफगानिस्तान के लिए तो लॉस होगा फॉर श्योर बट it's a very stupid reason because Afghanistan does have a series they might be playing with Pakistan in the near future, and if that's the case even if that's not the case, they have their players playing PSL, so their reasoning of saying security issues for their players is dumb.
It's dumb, yeah.
It's like
There's no,
यार आप लोग
I
इंडियन
mean,
मीडिया हो
आप पाकिस्तान से बाहर बैठ के आप कह रहे हो सिक्योरिटी रीजन, आप आके तो देखो पाकिस्तान में क्या हालात चल रहे हैं. So everything is good. I mean, हर जगह सिक्योरिटी रीजन है, यूएसए में भी हैं, एवरीवेयर है.
और इंडियन मीडिया खुदा का वास्ता है आप लोग अपना दिमाग इस्तेमाल करो. इतना प्रोपेगेंडा चला रहे हो, कितना प्रोपेगेंडा चला रहे हो कि भाई क्या कहूँ, व्यूअरशिप लेनी है तो ट्रूथ से भी व्यूअरशिप मिल सकती है. यू डोंट हैव टू बी that ridiculous and use sorry excuses. Pakistan is already suffering as it is. For us, we're not gonna make any money. For you to say that India नहीं जाएगा तो पाकिस्तान के हालात बुरे हो जाएंगे, भाई आई डोंट थिंक कि एट दिस पॉइंट हम लोगों को इतना मैटर करता है. सब और हम लोगों की भी एक इज्जत है, एक ठीक है ना, पाकिस्तान की भी एक इज्जत होती है. इस चीज़ में आप पॉलिटिक्स लेकर आते हो, हमें कहते हो पॉलिटिक्स मत लेकर आओ. लुक एट यू गाइज आर डूइंग एग्जैक्ट सेम थिंग, ब्रिंगिंग पॉलिटिक्स इनटू अ गेम. So I have nothing else to say except for the fact that if Pakistan is brave enough, the PCB is brave enough, they should take that stand and say that Champions Trophy will take place in our home ground. And if that's the case and India does not want to play with us, that's fine. They don't have to come play with us, and we don't have to play with them in other World Cups. And honestly speaking, ICC is going to lose a lot of money, and so are the broadcasters if they do not hold Pakistan versus India matches. And I'm going to go back to the current ICC event that took place recently in West Indies and USA, and I'll tell you for a fact, more money was made from one match as opposed to all the matches. Okay? And slightly update on that. Apparently, it wasn't 80 million that they made from that match. They made 25 million from that one match, and it's only because of the marketing that was not done right. Obviously, in the meeting that's going to be held this week at Sri Lanka, Colombo, Sri Lanka, where they're going to talk about it. All the other boards are on board with the ICC Champions Trophy. The final decision will be taken this time around with the PCB and BCCI included, what they want to do, where they stand. The hybrid model is not going to be suitable for any other board members. Maybe Bangladesh and Afghanistan, but no other board members are probably okay with that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what else.
I mean, at last they will come to Pakistan and play the Champions Trophy.
Eventually they have to.
It's just the
अगर
media.
नहीं आना तो ठीक है ना हो भाई. No loss, right?
Yeah. All right. So
And then last thing, I don't know, you don't want to talk about this, but Washington Freedom, when it comes to MLC, is right up on the top, and I am so happy because that's my team, and I'm rooting for them. Right behind them are Texas Super Kings. So, but they still have a lot of matches to go before we get to the challenging matches, which will take place at the end of this July. The final for that is going to be July 28th. So I was right about 28th. So yeah, Washington Freedom, they are up on the top with 7 points on the table. Then it's the Texas Super Kings. They have 6 points. They played 5 matches though, and they won 2 and lost 1. And then there were no results for 2 of them because of the rain or the weather. And then San Francisco, San Francisco, they played 4. They're in the 3rd place. Mumbai Indian New York, they are in 3rd place. LA Knight Riders, they are in 3rd place, and then Seattle Arcas are in 2nd place. In the last place. And they have 2 points. So this is what's happening with MLC. Now, on another news, in regards to the USA Cricket Board, but the recent news is that USA Cricket has temporarily suspended directors Kuljit Singh Najjar and Arjun Gona and are alleged to have breached the member conduct policy of the board. USA Cricket did not really make any money except for the players who were paid by the ICC, but the board members has been suspended for a while.
Really? Because they didn't do proper marketing or something?
No, I think there was
They made a mess.
no. The USA Cricket Board is even worse than PCB. So there's a lot of
I mean,
corruption going on.
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
their first time. I mean, they
No,
thought.
they were suspended before the ICC tournament started. Technically, US Cricket Board has a lot of corruption if you think about it, and there's so many news. You should follow Peter Della Pena. He is actually an Italian / American, probably the only cricket news writer here in the USA who's American and covers cricket in USA. And he's the only journalist. I actually started following him after the ICC
Really?
announced in USA. So you get to hear a lot of information from him. So he's the only one who actually covers proper journalism, beside the South Asian. So
It was funny thing to do.
okay, as you can see, my husband is having too much fun, and he's also still thinking that I'm talking too much, and he's probably thinking about that too. So, anyways, if you want to follow more news, you can join this group on Facebook called Cricket in America, about the American cricket, and you will find a lot of leagues, places that you can go and have properly played domestic cricket in USA. So if you want to follow that, you can find more information, and I'll post it in the description. And then Peter Della Pena, he's among the Americans. The only other American that I know is John Boy. My husband doesn't know what I'm talking about, but I'll post both their links in our description. So
Why do you post it? Why do you want to post their links?
Why not?
Are they sponsoring you?
No, they're not sponsoring
Why
me.
why you
They
getting
can
them
get
famous?
people can get information from them.
Yep. Okay.
Unless you want to come to us, and I'll give you that information.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways,
All right. All right. Thank you for watching our video, and keep on giving your comments. We like your comments, both appreciation and criticism. And yep. I mean.
and our message to trolls: please trolling, because
Yeah,
it helps us.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. And thank you so much. Do you wanna end up the video?
So thank you so much for watching our video, and don't forget to share, subscribe, and like. And if you click the bell icon button, you will get more notification of our videos. So
Have a good
thank you
night.
again.
Bye bye. Take care. Shabba khair. Thank you.